Hi, this is my science project book, and my topic was contact forces. So pretend you were between the ages of 8 and 10 and have no idea what these things are. How should I do this?
Read it.
Okay.
And then show it.
All day long I watch wrestlers fight and hear the cheering of the people in the stands.
Yay!
Did you know that wrestling is actually a very common example of a contact sport that involves many contact forces? A contact force is when a force is exerted by direct touch. When the wrestlers push each other, they are exerting contact forces on each other. When they fall on the floor, that's me, they exert a contact force on me, and I exert a contact force on them by direct contact. Contact forces can be found in many other sports like volleyball, football, and much more. If you've ever heard of someone say, contact sport, that gives you a great clue that the sport being referred to involves many contact forces, and most of them are forces between the players themselves. Football players, for example, tackle each other when trying to steal the ball. This is another very common example of contact forces caused by direct contact between people. Swish, that's the sound basketballs make when they exert a force on you through direct contact. When a person shoots a basketball, they are exerting a contact force on the ball. When the person scores and the basketball makes that distinctive swish sound, it exerts a contact force on me, the net. As a basketball net, I'm also able to watch two other very important contact forces in the sport. One is the force exerted between the player and the basketball when they pass it to another player. This causes the force that the moving basketball exerts in the hands of the receiving player. Another common contact force in basketball is when a player dribbles the ball, exerting a contact force on the ball, and the ball exerting a contact force on the ground. Humans and objects aren't the only ones that are able to interact with contact forces. Other very tiny things that are invisible to the human eye and make up everything in the universe also use contact forces. That's right! Molecules interact in many ways through contact forces that hold them together and require them to be touching, just like all other contact forces. Molecules interact through contact forces in many different ways. Ice, as well as all other solids, is just molecules compressed close together and touching each other. All liquids are molecules moving more freely and touching most of the time. When a liquid gets cold and freezes, the molecules in it start to compress together and interact only through direct contact force. Hi, my name is Friction, and I am created when someone slides a toy car down a hallway or a book across a table. As you've learned throughout this book, both of those are examples of contact forces. The force of the moving object goes in the opposite direction as the force of friction. This causes the object to need a big push to cancel out the force of friction. I can also be created when someone slides their hand across a flat surface. It is hard for the hand to move smoothly across because of the contact force of the friction molecules pushing it back. Try it for yourself right now. Lay your hand on a flat surface, palm down, and try to slide it forward. That invisible force you feel that leaves your hand tingling afterwards, that's friction. Oxygen molecules can also move objects like balloons and kites. When a balloon is filled with helium and is let go of, the molecules in the air interact. Wait. I don't know why. The molecules in the air interact with the balloon through a contact force pushing it upward. If it is windy, the balloon will also be pushed to the left or right by the wind. Imagine you are flying a kite on a very windy day. The breeze is blowing the kite and you are running after it. Well, since everything, including the air, is made up of molecules, the wind moving the kite is a contact force. This is because the air molecules in the force of wind are physically pushing the kite in a certain direction. Put your hands together and rub them against each other. Now slowly move them apart. The heat you feel is created by the contact force of you rubbing your hands together. Next time you are somewhere really cold, remember to try that to warm up. In this book, you have learned about many contact forces between people, objects, and molecules. People interact through contact forces in wrestling, football, and basketball. Objects and molecules interact using contact forces through friction, wind, and heat. Contact forces are very common. You can see them everywhere you look. This is a contact force.